Russell Wilson is QB1? Have I gone crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm not so crazy after you see why he will be the QB1. Welcome back to another episode on the Triple Play Fantasy YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys coming back, joining me today, talk about a very interesting topic, a topic I'm very passionate about, and that's talking about this year's QB1. And that, without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Mr. Russell Wilson, aka Mr. Unlimited. I don't know if I held that long enough, so do that as you will. But Russell Wilson is going to be the QB1 in fantasy football in 2021. And before you look at me like I have two heads, again, I will break it down for you guys like I normally do and explain why you should snag him in every single draft that you can. So you first look into his stats, and he was very much kind of in the bottom half of the top 10 in a lot of categories. He was tied for second with 40 passing touchdowns last year. Did throw 13 interceptions, which is also tied for second in the league. But he did have 513 rushing yards, which was fourth among quarterbacks. And he had the 8th highest QBR at 73.5. Well, you look in the first half of the season, Russell Wilson was the QB1. It didn't seem like a hot take, as the first 8 weeks of the season, and those 7 weeks, he put up 30.29 points per game, which was tops at the position. So again, the first 8 weeks of the season, 7 games, over 30 points per game, absolutely destroying it. The rest of the season, a putrid 17.5 points per game, which actually ranked 12th at the position. So a couple of problems and reasons for that drop off. He threw near 5 fewer attempts per game for more than 2 yards fewer per throw. He went from 3.5 touchdowns per game to 1.5. And the deterioration of Seattle pass protection took place. Obviously, that means that Metcalf and Lockett both struggled and their numbers plummeted. But speaking of that offensive line problem, Russell Wilson kind of aired those grievances out about the team and expressed frustration about getting hit too much, which is rightfully so, because according to PFF's offensive line grading, Wilson has had a bottom 3 pass blocking offensive line 5 of his 9 NFL seasons. Another reason why Russell Wilson seemed to struggle is what I'm going to pop on screen right now, and I'm going to give credit to at Ben B. Baldwin from the data from PFF. He basically showing with this graphic that teams started using the high two safety look coverage against Seattle more than any other team, and the Seahawks didn't adjust. So with this 2 high safety look, basically they're having 2 safeties back and limiting you to be able to throw the deep ball. And that's a big problem because Russell Wilson loves to throw the deep ball. He loves to be able to go downfield and make big plays. Now, again, that's a big issue because, again, if you're not going to adjust and play what the defenses give you, then you're going to throw more interceptions, which is exactly what happened with Russell Wilson. Again, as those interceptions started piling up, Pete Carroll decided to put a cap on this offense and start running the ball more. Pete Carroll came out and said the offense needed adjustment in regards to turnovers and scheme, so they, again, ran the ball. But I'm optimistic. Again, let's talk about optimism here. Why am I excited as him as the QB1? Well, I'll start out first with the rushing upside that he has. Over the last 3 seasons, Wilson ranks 5th in terms of rushing yards amongst quarterbacks per game and 6th in attempts. He's also averaging 5.5 attempts per game, so the rushing floor is there. Then let's talk about passing stats in general for the 2021 season. Wilson posted career highs in completions, yards, touchdown passes, completion percentage, and average passing yards. All career highs, and he's never finished below the top 6 in quarterbacks in fantasy points per game in 4 of the past 6 years. So that's a great floor to start out with already. Let's talk about some changes going on in the Seattle offense here, and that's starting with the coaching staff, with new offensive coordinator Shane Waldron, who was hired away from the Rams, and each of the 4 years he was there, 3 of those years, the Rams ranked in the top 10 in passing yards. Now, what Shane Waldron likes to do is he likes to get the quarterback the ball out quick. He doesn't like the quarterback to hold the ball in the pocket. He wants quick throws, which is going to be good news for Russell Wilson, who had the 5th longest time to throw at just under 3 seconds last year, but he also got hit a ton. He's been the most sacked quarterback over the last 3 seasons. But the scheme that Waldron's going to implement should draw up receivers to get open more quickly, which is going to be less sacks and QB hits for Wilson, probably overly more effective. Now let's show you what happens when Wilson isn't pressured and he's not facing getting hit and getting sacked. According to Player Profiler, he ranked 5th in pocket completions percentage when it's a clean pocket, and he remains the best play action quarterback in the game. So again, the offensive line needs to have time for that play action, which is going to, I think, hopefully benefit with the addition of upper tier guard Gabe Jackson, who is an addition to the offensive line, allowing right guard Damian Lewis to shift over to left guard to play alongside Dwayne Brown at left tackle, where I think he will play better. Again, the offensive line in general, I think, will play better with this move. Again, the play action should be able to work better. The quick throws are going to allow receivers to get open more and Wilson to get hit less, which is all going to play in well, because now you have 2 other new passing game pieces entering the fold here. You have wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge and tight end Gerald Everett, who are both going to bolster the passing game options for Russell Wilson. The quick passing game obviously features the quick slant, which is right in Dwayne Eskridge's wheelhouse. Per Sports Info Solutions, Dwayne Eskridge on slants last season, he had 8 catchable receptions on 13 targets for 295 yards, 210 after the catch, and 5 touchdowns. He's got insane speed, and him on the same field with Metcalf and Lockett is going to be impossible for defenses to cover in 3 wide receiver sets. You throw in Gerald Everett in there, and that's just, again, another weapon that he's going to have, especially in the red zone. So you throw in a hungry Russell Wilson, a new passing game coordinator, offensive talent to the offensive line, wide receiver, and tight end positions. Wilson's poised to break out, not just for the first half of the season this year, but for the entire season and be the fantasy QB1, which, again, we have not seen a repeat QB1 since Dante Culpepper. So there's room for that to happen. I'm very excited for him to be the QB1. If you disagree with me, let me know below. Let me know why. If you agree with me and you like my reasoning, let me know as well. If you want to just comment, even just a pickle emoji, a eggplant emoji, whatever you want to do, all comments are appreciated and your interaction is very much greatly appreciated. And if you're enjoying all the content that is coming out from Triple Play, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And we truly appreciate all you guys every single week, every single video that interact with us. And be on the lookout. Plenty more of great content coming from Triple Play Fantasy. We'll catch you guys in the next one.